15 times Jesus Christ was caught on camera, divine evidence. A visual illusion or a personal message for those who are searching. Have you ever looked up at the sky and seen a familiar shape in the clouds? Have you ever watched a photo of raging flames and suddenly felt a chill because it looked like someone was standing there? And have you ever heard stories spreading across social media, stories claiming Jesus appeared, not in a hand-painted artwork, but in a photograph, in a video, in a moment where the person filming said, "I didn't plan this. I just captured it by accident." Here's the thing. We're living in an age where cameras are everywhere, right? And yet in that very same age, people feel lonelier, more afraid, more anxious, and more desperate for a sign than ever before. So the real question isn't only, did Jesus appear? It's also, why do images like this move us so deeply? Why can one photo make someone cry believing it's a divine sign, while someone else laughs and calls it coincidence? In today's video, we won't force you to believe, and we won't rush to deny it either. We're going to revisit the moments described in the material you provided from the image some call Jesus in the flames during Notre Dame 2019, to a video said to capture a Christ-like figure inside a church in Bulgaria in 1990, to beams of light in the clouds, strange shapes in nature, and even an archaeological discovery in Israel showing an early depiction of Jesus. And by the end, you'll decide for yourself. Is this a sign from heaven, or a mirror reflecting what we're longing for the most when symbols appear in disaster? 1. Jesus in the Flames, Notre Dame, 2019. In April 2019, the whole world held its breath as Notre Dame Cathedral burned. A religious symbol, a cultural treasure, a place millions considered a home of faith. In the chaos, one photo spread at lightning speed. People said, "Look, there's a person in the fire." Some claimed they saw Jesus. Others saw a cloaked figure standing still inside the flames, as if nothing could burn him. And what matters here is this. Even if you don't believe it, you can't deny that images like this hit something primal inside us. Because when disaster strikes, the mind immediately asks, "Is anyone here? Does this mean something? Is anyone seeing me?" And suddenly, a streak of light, a shape in smoke, a flare of fire can become an answer. But this is exactly why this part is important. When you look at divine sign images during tragedy, there are 3 questions you should always ask. What angle was the photo taken from? Was there reflection through glass smoke or another surface? Do we have the original image high resolution and multiple angles? The original story says the image spread quickly, and many interpreted it as a symbol of presence, comfort, and reassurance. But comfort is not the same as proof. And sometimes the most valuable thing about a sign isn't what it proves, but what it awakens inside the person who sees it. Phenomena in enclosed spaces. 2. A figure in a church, Bulgaria, 1990. If cloud images are easily dismissed as visual illusion, then something inside a church sounds harder to explain. The material describes this in 1990 at a church in Sofia, Bulgaria. A service was recorded. And in the footage, some believe they see a figure resembling Jesus Christ standing among the congregation, wearing white, silently watching as people pray. What makes the story unsettling is one detail: some who were said to be present at the service later claimed they didn't remember seeing anyone like that at the time. The material also says that later video forensic analysis concluded there were no signs of editing or fabrication. But notice how we should read that statement. No signs of editing does not automatically mean it's definitely a miracle. It only means that within the limits of examination, no obvious manipulation was detected. So many other possibilities remain. Mistaken identity, a real person wearing white, lighting effects inside the church, tape quality noise compression. And most importantly, the human mind tends to recognize familiar shapes once it's been suggested that the figure is Jesus. Still, the story continues to spark debate, because a church is where people go looking for presents. And sometimes what they see isn't only what's on the tape, but what they already carried in their hearts. The material even mentions that Catholic authorities kept their distance and questioned authenticity, while the source uploader insisted it was real, fueling ongoing controversy. And here is the key point to remember. When faith meets camera footage, debates rarely end in true-false. They end in this question: who are you when you look at it? When the sky becomes a screen, 3 Jesus in the clouds, and light from above. In the material, many examples belong to a very common category. A Christ-like figure appears in clouds in sunset light, or in beams breaking through the sky. One story describes a person in Agropoli, Italy, photographing sunlight through clouds at sunset. Many said it looked like Christ, with arms outstretched, resembling the famous Christ the Redeemer statue. The photographer said he felt overwhelmed and wanted to share it. Another story describes a YouTuber walking outside, noticing someone filming, looking up and seeing what appeared to be a Christ-shaped form moving in the clouds. The clip went viral and stunned viewers. If you ask, why are there so many of these? The honest answer is simple. Clouds are the perfect material for imagination. Clouds change constantly, carry natural light and shadow, create outlines and silhouettes easily, and can suggest robes, outstretched arms, faces, and figures. In psychology, there's a common phenomenon: seeing familiar patterns in random things, faces in rocks, figures on walls, shapes in toast. The material includes a similar example, often called Christ on the Rock, where someone claimed to see Jesus' face in stone shaped by erosion. So do these sky images have value? Yes, but in 2 different ways. Way 1. Value as a personal sign. Science may not confirm it's Jesus. But if someone in despair looks up, sees a light that resembles open arms, and suddenly feels held, supported, and less alone, then that moment is real in a spiritual, emotional sense. Way 2. Value as a reminder of how fragile perception is. The same cloud can look like Jesus to one person and random weather to another. That reminds us we don't only see with our eyes, we see with our emotions. When signs appear in the most unexpected places. 4. Jesus on an oil tank. One story sounds both strange and deeply human. The material describes a small town in the 1980s where large soybean oil storage tanks were built. One night, someone noticed an image on the tank surface resembling Jesus in a robe, even appearing to be with a child. It became a local phenomenon. Crowds gathered to see it. There's one line in the material that feels oddly profound. Why Jesus would choose to appear on a soybean oil tank, no one knows. It sounds almost funny, but it touches something deep. If miracles are real, they don't need a beautiful stage. They can appear in the most ordinary, even ugly places to say, I am here too. And if it wasn't a miracle, then it becomes a powerful example of how communities co-create meaning. They gather, they pray, they share the story, and that creates something undeniably real: collective hope. When caught on camera, is no longer just clouds. Jesus in Israeli archaeology. By now you might say, all right, clouds and fire can be illusions. But is there anything more solid? The material shifts into archaeology. In the Negev desert, Israel archaeologists excavated an ancient farming village and discovered a wall painting said to be among the earliest depictions of Jesus. What's fascinating is that the image doesn't match the familiar long hair and beard iconography. The material describes short curly hair, a long face, a long nose, a different portrayal that may reflect how early Christian communities imagined the Savior. Here, caught on camera isn't about capturing a miracle. It's about capturing a historical trace. And this matters because it highlights 2 types of evidence people often mix together: Historical evidence, artifacts, murals, texts. Experiential evidence, cloud photos, light beams, viral video clips. They are not the same, but they often meet at one point: the human need to believe life is not meaningless. Why do these videos always divide people? Faith, skepticism, and the viral age. The material repeatedly mentions controversy videos, spread widely, but are doubted. Religious authorities keep distance. Sources insist they're real. Experts say they see no edits, and the public splits into sides. Why? Because social media does something incredibly powerful. It turns private experiences into public battlegrounds. In the past, if someone saw a sign, they kept it personal or told a few people. Today, a shaky 12-second clip is enough to trigger global debate. And once the world debates the question, do you believe, quickly becomes, which side are you on? But if you truly want to create a great video, deep, gripping, and meaningful, add one more layer: don't rush to conclude. Don't rush to mock. Don't rush to idolize. Instead, guide your audience through 3 levels. Emotion: what do you feel when you see it? Reason: what explanations could exist? Meaning: whether true or not. What does this remind us about how to live? The strangest thing might not be Jesus appearing, but that people keep searching for him.
As we look back at the history of cinema,
You know, if these images are real, they feel like one message: you are not forgotten. And if these images are not miracles, they still carry another message. Human beings have a deep thirst, a thirst to find meaning inside chaos. From Jesus in the flames at Notre Dame, to the figure in the church in Bulgaria, to light beams in the sky, to a strange image on an oil tank that drew crowds, and even an archaeological trace in Israel showing how early believers pictured Jesus. All of it leads to one truth: not every photo can prove God, but many photos reveal how desperately people need him. Out of today's stories, which moment gave you the strongest chills? Notre Dame, the Bulgaria church footage, or the figure in the sky, and why? Which do you lean toward more, a real divine sign, or the human mind finding meaning in random images? If you personally witnessed a sign like this, what would you do? Keep it private, share it with family, or post it online for the world to judge. Have you ever gone through a dark season where you begged for a sign? If yes, what was your sign?